Ready to go?
Sure.
Hello friends, Bill Baker here, host of the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show, found right here on 103.5 FM, The Sun, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Hey, when I'm not on the radio, I'm working with folks just like you to help them buy and sell homes. I'm proud to say that my team, the Baker Realty Group, has been helping people buy and sell homes in the greater Sun Prairie area for over 10 years. Information about buying and selling a home is available on my website, thebakerrealtygroup.com. On Facebook by searching the Baker Realty Group or by calling 608-575-6731. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show with Bill Baker and Warren Stanfield. Brought to you by the Baker Realty Group.
Welcome to the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show with your host, Bill Baker.
Woo!
What are you doing over there? Wow. Having fun?
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show. I'm Bill Baker, your host, and glad to be with you. It's a ducky day outside, or kind of. It's a hot, humid, ducky kind of be in the pool, get out of the pool, get in the pool, get out of the pool.
No, just stay in the pool.
Kind of day. I know, but it's really kind of weird out there, you know?
It's like thick.
It
super
is.
thick.
Hey, you're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun, right here in beautiful Sun Prairie. Glad to be here with you. And we're underwritten by those wonderful folks at the Bank of Sun Prairie, the Baker Realty Group, and, of course, Wintrust Mortgage. And 7 years. Oh my gosh! I mean,
Woo.
I know it just kills me that how long we've been doing that, and we are also very proud to be a member of the Station of the Year, as
That's
proclaimed
fancy.
by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association for the state of Wisconsin. We beat out the big boys. JJO, IBA,
Wow.
ABCXGYCMP.
I think you're making up stuff now.
Dude, we beat them all. What is it? I mean, we are that good, though, Miss Laura.
Well, it isn't just us, right? It's the station. It's what the station provides.
It is. It
and
is.
the station provides a whole lot of
Yeah.
good content, good speakers, good tunes, all of it.
You know why we are Station of the Year? Because of Mara Trusty, Rachel Packard, Colin Lessing, and of course our leader Jeff Robbins.
Yep.
That's the reason that this station, and
They make it all happen.
they're the paid help, you know. But there are 85 volunteer producers, directors that put on shows every single day, whether it's radio or TV. We are here.
Mm-hmm.
And folks, this is what I'm going to say to you. If you like our show, we would love for you to go to the Sun Prairie Media Center website, sunprairiemediacenter.com, and throw $1 in there. Don't forget, this is a non-profit organization, and so we work on donations.
Throw $1 in where? There's a place to
There's a donate
donate on the
button.
website?
Yeah, there's a donate button.
Okay.
$1 million, $2 million, $3 million, that's cool.
Whatever you got.
Yeah,
on
just,
hand.
you know, a nickel a day helps us all the way.
For anybody who may have won part of the Mega Millions.
Right.
There you go.
I don't know, right? I agree. So we would love to have you support our organization. Now, you know what's almost time for? Do you know what's coming up?
Horn Fest.
Yes, that too.
Oh,
We have
what?
something else. Football.
Who cares?
Sun Prairie football.
Who cares?
What?
I'm not paying attention to sports at all because my Cubs stink beyond belief this year.
When haven't
Baseball
they?
is my
When have
thing.
they not?
I'm sorry.
How did we trade Hader?
I'm sorry.
How did we trade
I don't
Hader?
know,
The
but
Brewers
ha-ha.
traded Hader from one reliever to another reliever.
I'm a hater anyway.
I think Hater went to somewhere else and we got Love or something. Love and Hater switched places.
Maybe.
It was.
Maybe.
It was crazy.
There you
I
go.
know. Hey, we designed this show just for you. It's all about giving you the information and education that you need in order to help you buy, sell, or invest in real estate. We're glad to do that. And like I said, we've been doing it for almost starting 7 years. So it's kind of cool. But this show would not be what it is if you didn't have this wonderful lady, this incredible professional sitting across the table from me from Wintrust Mortgage, Miss Laura Stanfield.
Good morning.
Thank you, dear.
Wow, the way you said that made my name sound really fancy.
Laura Stanfield.
Stanfield. Kind of stuffy, really. Kind of like the studio and outside.
It is.
Not
It's
stuffy.
humid in here, man.
It is. Yeah. Anyway.
Shirts are optional. Don't worry.
No.
Oh, okay. No.
No,
Okay. All right.
they're not.
Hey, today this was the beginning of the month of August, which for me is always exciting. So I've already spent about 7 hours poring over numbers
Of course you have.
and looking at how we did in the month of July, so I can give you a heads up on what's going on. So if you're looking to buy or sell in August, you need that data, you need the information, so it can help you make decisions. There is a paper clip, you can pull it apart, I don't care.
And we would love it if you did want to buy or sell in August.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still a great time. I mean, yes, the Fed went up 3/4 of a basis point.
Federal funds rate.
Federal funds rate went
Yes.
up. Yes.
Yes.
And it's messed with interest rates a little bit.
A lot bit.
It went down for a while.
It went down, yeah. Last week was pretty amazing.
Wasn't that cool?
Got a bunch of people locked in on Friday.
Tell
in
people what
particular.
happened.
Well, you mean about the
Yeah.
1/4%?
Well, the 3/4% went up, but mortgage rates dropped. How'd
Well,
that happen?
The mortgage-backed bonds like that. They like that the Fed is increasing the federal funds rate because it's another step toward bringing inflation down. So they're reacting positively. This is why we always say, if you hear the funds rate went up, don't think your mortgage rate went up. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
So in this case, it was an inverse relationship, and that does happen, actually. It's not just the first time. So we saw rates go down in reaction to that. And then, this week has been interesting. So Monday and Tuesday, not good at all.
Oh, no, what happened?
No, not good. Rates just, we
Like what?
lost. What did we lose? Don't quote me on this number, but I want to say about 80 basis points we lost in the last 2 days.
Oofta.
Now today it's starting to recover a bit, but not enough. Not
Okay,
yet.
so you and I know what you're talking about. Let's tell everybody else what you just said. Can
Well,
you put that
basically,
into...
Just to keep it simple, your rates the last 2 days were not great.
What were
but
they?
They're not as bad as what we've seen. We saw as high as 6.25, I'd say.
Okay.
And then they came back down into the low fives, 5. We actually were at 5 again.
5%?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
how much it dropped back. So last week was a great week. And then this week, wah wah.
We're at
So,
6.25 again?
No, we're not at 6.25, but
650? 6.5?
I would say mid fives.
Mid fives.
Yeah, it's not
We're at mid
crazy
fives. Okay,
bad, but
we're at
still.
mid fives. That's still
It was
okay.
just exciting to see 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know, right? I think it's pretty
Even
darn cool.
4.99. I mean, yeah.
Oh, we saw 4.99.
Yeah.
I bet you were working the phones like you can't believe.
Well, I think it's time to lock. I would lock. Well, do you think it's going to go down more? I don't know.
Just lock.
I don't know.
Just lock.
Yeah, don't do that.
Just move now. Go.
Yeah, just do it.
4.99 is better than 6. Do it.
Oh gosh, yes. And for the people who would have, I think I'm going to wait. I think it's going to go down more. Look what happened Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah. How did our friends in Beaver Dam do?
Friends
Did
in
they lock?
Beaver Dam. Oh no, not yet. But they're okay. They're okay. They
Okay.
really haven't because of the program. They haven't really
Okay.
lost much.
All right,
We're
that's
all
cool.
right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's folks. Don't get hung up on the interest rates. Don't get hung up on the interest rates right now because it's still a great time to buy, or sell. And
Get hung up on affordability. What's affordable for you?
there you
Find
go.
that out.
That is the wisest comment of the day, right there.
Ooh, wow.
Work on what's
Publish
affordable to you. Sure. Yeah.
Where?
I'll put it on the.
Facebook.
I'll go on the bathroom wall and write it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right underneath
You-
your phone number.
No. Well, it depends. Depends on why people are calling me.
For a Good Mortgage.
Okay.
Call Laura.
Okay.
Hey, some
Moving
news.
on.
Some news out of Inman. Inman is the real estate trade magazine. It says, "Here's the news. At long last, the moment of truth has arrived. Thanks to an unprecedented spike in mortgage rates earlier this year, residential real estate demand has cooled considerably. Price appreciation has slowed way down. Homes are sitting on the market longer, and the relentless boom times of last year are for some a fading memory." Would you agree with that?
That sounds kind of Debbie Downer.
It is Debbie Downer, for God's sake. So let's talk about that. Yeah, we know that sales are down. So we know that if I look at July compared to June, we're down 20% in the number of sales. If you compare June and July, we're down 20% on that. If we look at July compared to July of 2021, we're down 46% in sales.
Huh.
But here's the news. If I look at the price for July, our average price was $400,354, which is a 5.6% change over last July.
And when you say our, are you talking Sun Prairie?
Sun Prairie. This is
Okay.
just city of Sun Prairie, not town, not Bristol, not region, not zip code. You got to do it by city of Sun Prairie. If you put zip code in, it won't work, because you'll get some Burke, you'll get some Bristol in there too, and it just doesn't work. And that's where I see a lot of real estate agents. They try to do the numbers, but they just go and put 53590
Why did you just use a southern accent?
because it felt good.
All right.
It sounded good.
All right.
But we're doing good. So if we look at this year to date from January to July, our numbers, we're still at 367,000 on average. And that ain't bad, folks.
That's not bad.
That ain't bad at all, I tell you. So pricing has been increasing. I mean, from June we were at 390 on average. Now we're at 400. We went up 2%. So we haven't felt that cooling off period yet. We haven't felt that cooling off period yet. I say again, I haven't felt that cooling off period. Price-wise, we haven't felt it
I
yet.
was going to say, I'm feeling it. A lot of
Right.
other people are feeling it.
Right. Now, some people will say to me, why does that number matter? Okay, why are you telling me about this? Well, because we talk about wealth building all the time. We talk about this with first-time home buyers all the time, and what we want you to know is that 9%, that 8.57% year to date, if you bought the house the same period last time, your equity has increased 8% or $24,000. It's over $24,000. Oh my gosh, it's like $27,000.
Depending on the price, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So $27,000. And so I want to touch on this real quick, and then I got some other things I want to talk about. But the thing you need to remember, folks, if you're listening, and if you're on Facebook, hey, send us a message if you got a question. We'd love to hear from you.
Say hi.
Yeah, just say hi to us. Valerie Alp, good morning. Good to see you. I see that you're on there. So if you're putting down $10,000, if you're putting $10,000 in the stock market, and you get a 4% return, let's say a 5% return, what's that equal?
You do the math.
No, you got $10,000.
I do math on a daily basis.
$500.
So what do you say to the people, because I just got this question this morning.
Yeah.
It was somebody that was looking at their amortization, their first payment,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, wow, why is this right? This much of my payment goes to interest and not principal?
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's how it works
That's
in
true.
a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. However, you can always pay more,
Right.
but that conversation aside, then the next question was, but what if I'm only going to stay in my home for the next 3 to 4 years? It's going to take me 15 to make a dent in my principal. So now I have to rely on appreciation.
Mhm.
What's that going to look like in 3 to 5 years?
Yeah,
Crystal ball.
I don't have a crystal ball.
Right?
I can't tell you.
But it's a valid concern for
Sure.
people.
And there are trends in real estate. I mean, it's cyclical. And we know right now August is always a slowdown period. Because people that have bought a house, they're going to do some closings in August. But these sales are July, so July's numbers are June,
Yeah.
and maybe a little bit of May. But so it's always like a month or 30 days behind, basically, on this. But it's still they're focused in on the wrong thing. The focus should be on buying the real estate. So let me continue with what I'm saying. So if I took that $10,000 and put it in the stock market, got a 5% return, even a 10% return, that's $500 or $1,000. I'll use the $1,000 because it's bigger. You'd get on 10%, you get a $1,000 return. Okay?
Yep.
You with me?
I'm with you.
Buy a house, $300,000 home, right? Using that $10,000, and you have a 10% return on your house, increase in equity, that's $30,000.
That's wealth building.
That's wealth. And that is on somebody else's dollar. You're making money on the bank's dollar. Now, yes, I know. I hear you out there. Chris Franks would be going, but you have to calculate the interest that's charged and deduct the $10,000. You're right. You do. But it's $30,000 compared to $1,000. Which would you want? Let me think. I'll take $30,000 to play, please.
Yeah. Right.
So wealth building starts with real estate, and you can do it. Do you need a lot of money down?
You don't need any, potentially.
Did you hear that? Did somebody wait? Hello.
Potentially, it depends.
That's right. You don't really need money.
If you're a veteran, you don't.
Right.
If you buy in a USDA eligible area, you don't.
Right.
And you don't have to be a first-time buyer for either of those two programs.
Right.
But if you're a first-time buyer, there's also options for zero down.
One of the questions that I got this week was, should I use my VA benefits? And I said,
why would you not?
Well, I said I don't know enough
Yeah.
to answer that question, but my dear friend Laura Stanfield knows all those answers, and we should point you that way.
Yeah. I mean, it might make a lot of sense. The only downside to a VA loan, and this is something that I wish realtors would get their heads around, there's a misconception out there that VA loans in particular are extremely difficult to get done. They are not. That's
No.
a myth. It's just a complete fallacy. They're not.
But it's the amendments that get in the way.
But there's a way, if you're talking about the amendatory clause, you
Yes.
do that after the appraisal comes in.
Tell people what that means. What's the amendatory? That word.
Amendatory clause, and it pertains to.
Amendatory.
Do you want to repeat it 3 times before
Amendatory
we move on?
clause. Amendatory clause. Amendatory clause.
Now spell it and use it in a sentence.
Oh my gosh, we don't have
Okay,
that long
it's
of a
not spelling
show.
bee. So
Gosh.
there's a piece of an FHA and a VA loan where the seller has to say, that if the appraisal were to come in low.
Right.
So they're afraid to sign that, especially before the appraisal comes in. I don't blame them. So I don't send that out until after the appraisal is in. Then they don't have to worry about anything. It's
Okay.
fine.
All right.
So there's a
Cool.
way to get through that.
Cool.
I think what I've heard from realtors is that they're just, in general, hard to get approved, hard to get done, that underwriters
Sure.
are super picky.
Right.
It's not true. It's like literally not true. I'm not just saying that. It's not true.
Well, there's two sides to this. So as a buyer's agent, I may use that mandatory clause immediately, letting them know the financing's there. Hey, Mr. Seller, you need to sign this. If we're iffy on the house, you know what I mean? When I say
On the
we're
value?
on the value of the home, we get that in there and get it approved.
Okay, except what if the appraisal comes in low? Are you saying if there's no appraisal contingency?
There isn't. You have to have an appraisal contingency for for VA.
Yeah, so for FHA and VA, what does it matter? If the appraisal still comes in low, what does it matter if they signed it or not? As a buyer's agent,
I want to protect my buyer because they may not, the seller may not negotiate, or the buyer may not be able to put any more money in, if any
so then
money.
what if you say, here, listing agent, sellers, we need you to sign this like now.
Right.
And they say, no,
No.
we're not going to until the appraisal's back.
Yeah.
Because they do understand a little more about this.
Sure.
Then what do you say?
There's nothing that can happen. It can't be a unilateral decision. It has to be agreed upon to be a part of the offer. You know what I mean? So the seller doesn't have to sign it.
Well, the buyer's they're not gonna get their house sold if they don't sign it, if it's a VA or
Right.
FHA.
I mean, they don't have to sign it prior to getting the appraisal
No,
back.
they don't.
Right.
No, yeah, they can wait
Right.
until after.
So basically, the document says that if it doesn't appraise, the veteran can walk. And so.
Or FHA buyer.
Or FHA, correct.
Yeah.
So it's.
But if there's a financing contingency in the contract,
Yes.
that plays into that anyway.
Yeah, that one bothers me. We've talked about that before. Because if they qualify for a loan, that's one thing. But if the appraisal doesn't happen or doesn't work out, I've seen lenders give letters of rejection because of that.
Because the appraisal didn't come in high enough?
Yes. But they didn't say that. They just said that the seller or buyer doesn't qualify. Or they're rejected because of that.
Well, so I assume there was no negotiation between buyer and seller, and the seller didn't, or the buyer didn't have other funds to cover the gap,
There's two parts to this. There's financing contingency and there's an appraisal contingency.
right?
One is about appraising. It has to appraise out. The other one is the financing contingency, which involves an appraisal. On an offer to purchase, you can have financing without appraisal.
You can.
But the appraisal's still going to happen.
Yeah.
But what it's saying is that the loan can't be denied because of appraisal.
Can't be approved because of appraisal? Is
Oh.
that what you're saying?
Denied because of it.
It is denied because of, or you're saying that they don't say that. They don't say it was
Correct.
because of the appraisal, they say financing.
Correct.
Maybe it was more than one reason.
You would never do something like that. I know you. I mean, you're straightforward.
I'm trying to keep an open mind. Maybe there's more to the story that we don't know. I don't know. Who knows?
No.
Well,
no.
anyway,
No.
realtors listening out there, please, if you don't know me, you don't know me, but I really don't BS and I don't lie and I don't I don't
You
like
do
to
not.
overpromise. Like a VA loan is not any more difficult to get
No.
approved
No.
than any other loan. The only difference is, well, one, the amendatory clause, but there's a
Right.
way to figure that out.
Sure.
And then the additional, like, minimum housing code type inspection,
Sure.
looking for safety stuff.
Right.
It's not usually a big deal.
Well,
It depends. If there's
Right.
chipping, peeling paint and
Right.
sellers like, forget it, maybe there's a lot of it, that
Right.
could be a big job. True.
Sure.
That would be the only thing that would be a potential big thing.
Right. So I didn't like that people were turning down
No.
those offers because of FHA or VA. I thought it was terrible.
No, I was advocating, this was earlier in the year, advocating for a client who wanted to use his VA benefits and talking to the listing agent, trying to advocate, and she's like, I've been doing this for 30, 35 years, whatever she said, and I know for a fact that VA loans are difficult to get done. And I'm like, okay, well, fine, you beat me. I've only been doing this for 25 years, but I know what I'm talking about, and they're not more difficult. This is why I tried.
Right.
It didn't matter what I was going to say. She was convinced,
Yeah.
and she told her seller, they're difficult loans to get done. I
Oh,
wouldn't take a
my
VA.
gosh.
She said that.
That is terrible. That's almost malpractice.
I know.
That is almost malpractice.
It's happening, though. We know it is.
It is. I know. It happens every single day.
It does. And
Pardon
we
me?
just don't know because we're not flies on walls.
No.
We don't know what conversations are going on, but we know they're happening.
Right. You know, I love when people say, well, I've been doing this for 20-something years. You know, I always want to say, and I used to use a rotary dial telephone also,
Right.
back in the day when
Yeah.
you started, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
get
That
over
doesn't
yourself.
matter.
No,
Stop,
no. Right.
Mhm.
Do you know that, so we have insurance for being a real estate agent, and it's errors and omissions. Do you know who makes the highest number of mistakes? New agents or old agents?
Old agents.
It's the old agents. It's the experienced agents
Yeah.
that think they know everything.
Yes.
I have I have to do my CEs this year, continuing education this year. I look forward to it. I enjoy it because it always goes bing, like, oh, what? I forgot
You
about
learn something.
You learn something.
After
And
all these years, you're saying you're still learning things?
don't tell anybody.
What?
I know.
Stay in curiosity.
See, always.
Always,
That's
yes.
I love that.
Mhm.
You know, that's my battle cry, right?
It is.
Stay in curiosity, seek to understand.
Yes.
And I'm going to give credit to Andy Kahn. Andy Kahn. I
I miss being around him, seeing him.
I know.
Smart man.
Me too. Me too. So things are going pretty good. I mean, what you need to know, Sun Prairie, is that we have a viable market here. And let me read this to you. Here's another from the news. Annual home price appreciation slowed at a record pace in June as inventory surged at a speed not seen since 12 years ago, with prices coming down from their peaks in the 12 of the nation's 50 largest markets, according to real estate data aggregator Black Knight's latest monthly mortgage monitor report. Do you read that?
Black Knight. I stay in tune with MBS.
You're always in sunshine anyway, instead of Black Knights. But at the national level, June slowdown in home price appreciation, a drop of 2 full percentage points from 19.3% in May to 17% in June, was the sharpest on record, Black Knight said. During the 2006 downturn, the strongest single-month drop in home price appreciation was 1.19 percentage points. That makes sense.
Still appreciation.
Exactly. Behind the news, annual home prices appreciation would need to keep decelerating at that pace for 6 more months before getting back in line with the long-term historical trend line of closer to 5%. Interesting, huh? Because, I mean, if we look at stuff, I mean, we're hot. I mean, we are ahead of the trend line. We're doing fine on this. We really are. And so, Sun Prairie, so what you need to know about this is that we're pricing our homes correctly now. You're seeing a little bit of price reductions because houses are sitting on the market a little bit longer, but not much. I mean, 2 days longer than in June. Only 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days. You know what I can do in 2 days? I can build a house, for God's sakes. 2 days. So we're doing really well. We're kind of insulated around all this. Now, I wanted to say it that way because people are always asking about why people are moving to Sun Prairie, and so I put together some stats. Imagine that. And we're on the next page. And so I wanted to look to see if Sun Prairie is at the highest or the lowest, or where we rank in different areas. Now, I picked Columbus, Cottage Grove, Windsor. I took Dane County. I took the entire MLS, the South Central Wisconsin MLS. I took Madison, Bristol, Fitchburg, and DeForest in my calculations on this. And if I look at, like, let's just say the listing, the change in the amount of houses that have come onto the market, Columbus ranks with the highest. Their highest improvement, their 51% improvement over the same period last year. So people are selling houses. They're putting their houses on the market. Cottage Grove was second. Windsor was third, but they're down in the number of listings. They're down 3%.
So Columbus and Cottage Grove are the only 2 that are up.
Only 2 that are up. So that would be from January to July 2022 compared to January to July of 2021. Columbus up 51%, Cottage Grove up 28.57%, and then everybody else is in the negative numbers. And of these 10, Sun Prairie is sitting 7th, and our sale, the number of houses being put on the market is down 12% over last year. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Now, what's the average sold price? Everybody says Sun Prairie is so expensive that we're pricing ourselves out of the market. How can people afford to buy a house?
Well, it's happening everywhere. It's just not as much in Sun Prairie.
I know. So looking at this chart, are you a little bit amazed on this? Folks, what she's looking at is Bristol at number 1 at 549,000, Fitchburg by 481, followed by Cottage Grove 472,000, Windsor, which we know a lot of the areas over there. Yeah, they got some great areas. 467. Dane County is next, and they're at 465 on average. Madison comes in next at 434, almost 435. DeForest 406, and then Sun Prairie at 399,367 on average.
Again, there's a lot of new construction in Windsor DeForest, right? A lot of new subdivisions that have gone up and sold.
Sure.
Viridian is in there. William Ryan I don't remember who else has subdivisions over there. There's a few others that aren't maybe as well known.
Well, yeah, if you want to, go all the way to the very far side, to the right side of the page where it says new sold. That's new construction. If you look under Windsor, there's 16 houses, average
There you
price
go.
of $555. Come down to Sun Prairie. How many houses during that time? 4.
Yeah.
4 houses. What's going on?
Yeah, so where's all of our construction?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Things that make you go.
Things that make you go, I tell you.
I mean, really, we are, other than Columbus and Cottage Grove, which are 2 and 3 respectively, we have 4. We're in the lowest by far.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, Cottage Grove has 2. We have 4. Yeah, Columbus has 3. So what is going on here? We need more building going on.
It's going in Bristol. It's going in Windsor, which
Where
is now.
Serenity? Is it Token
Yeah.
Lake?
Oh.
What's that considered?
That's now our area,
For Sun Prairie.
Windsor.
Windsor.
But now Sun Prairie.
Make up your mind.
I can't. So if you look at the average sold price, Sun Prairie is just above the entire South Central Wisconsin MLS at that $399. The only one that is lower than us is Columbus at $285,000.
In South Central Wisconsin, MLS
Right.
covers like what, 9
Oh my
counties?
gosh, we go up
Something
to
like
Adams
that?
County. I mean, Adams down to Lake Geneva
And west.
right, and then
Southwest.
Okay, and over there, and then we go east. It's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge.
So yeah,
It's huger. It's huger. Now, days
bigger.
right, it's bigger. Days on market, average days on market. We're one of the least. We're third at 17 days. Bristol leads at 14. So if you keep going down, Windsor has the highest at 26 days. Okay, so here, percentage price change. I put this in here because I just wanted to show you that we're not outpricing ourselves in the marketplace. And if we look at this, Columbus has seen the highest percentage increase in price. And if I just do, we're not doing price, we're doing percentage of price change.
So how much over asking price it ended up selling for?
No.
Okay, what does that number mean?
No, I should have done that one, and I didn't.
Should've.
I was looking for one more thing, but I was doing 2 on a page, and I couldn't get one more in there. And I didn't, saving trees, damn it.
Okay.
Saving some trees.
So help the folks with what you mean by percent of price.
Okay, so percent of price. So if it's Columbus is sitting at 285,000 for January to July 2020. That means they're up 30% over the same time period last year in 2021. Cottage Grove is at 11.8, Madison's 11.2, Sun Prairie sitting at 8.57, and we're 6th on the list.
Oh, you know what? I was in a different column. You're looking at percent change. I'm looking at percent of price.
Yeah, but you gotta look
how much
at.
it sold over asking
See
price.
that yellow column there?
Yes.
Straight down.
I understand.
Oh,
I'm
look at
with
that!
you.
Look at that! Now, if you want to, if we could talk about that, but Sun Prairie is at the bottom part of homes selling over asking price. We're 103.7%. The highest being Madison at 105. Columbus at 104, and there's some prices in Columbus, oh my gosh, that are just outrageous. I can't see spending $450,000 on a house in Columbus, but it happens every single day. Every day. Every day.
Arbor Day.
Every day. Every day. So these are interesting stats. The whole point of giving you this information is that this is showing you that we are a viable community for people to live, and this is why they're moving here. If we have the inventory, if we have the product, then they're here moving, and it's not the most expensive place to live. Taxes are about the same as everywhere else except for Bristol and Columbus.
Yeah.
So we're doing pretty good. Now,
Well, there's some areas of Columbus which I don't really understand, but I've seen some high taxes come out of Columbus
yeah.
in certain areas. So
How-
they're not necessarily all that low.
How about the average new price of a home? $414,000. Compared to others that are $621 in Cottage Grove, They had two of
That's
them.
kind of surprising.
It
That
is.
must be high-end
Yeah.
homes
Yeah.
skewing the numbers.
Yep. Now, change in sales. Here's a big one. This is where the numbers have changed in that same period in there. We're down at the bottom again. We're at minus 17.
If this is a case where being at the bottom isn't a bad thing.
Exactly. It is.
Actually.
So when that happens, that means negotiations can occur.
Mhm.
And so you've got to have that information to do it. So here's what I want you to know about that. If the statistics and information that we're giving, if your agent doesn't know this, they can't guide you through this. I know that sales are down, if I look in this period of time, right, down 17% over last year. That means to me, and I already told you this, that I have negotiating power on most properties,
Yep.
but not all of them. Not all of them. So, but
So
you got
you need to call, have conversations.
With Bill.
Hey, I've got a buyer thinking of making an offer. What's going on? You have other offers, right?
Right.
You have to ask
right,
questions.
exactly, and it happens. We just had a deal up in Beaver Dam where not only were we at less than asking, we got a seller credit.
I was going to mention that actually, yeah. So not only, we mentioned it maybe last week,
Yeah.
not only are we seeing contingencies put back in the contract so you could get an inspection, financing, don't have to pay cash. I am also seeing credits from sellers towards your costs. What? That's huge.
It was interesting having a conversation with the couple buying this, and I said, "Well, here's where we're going to price this," and the offer, and they're like, "Whoa! What do you mean? What do you mean we're going to ask for less? We're asking for less because the value doesn't fit. The price doesn't fit the value of this, and we're asking for that seller credit." And I had to explain. The seller credit, by the way, is applied at closing towards closing cost and prepaids.
Prepaids.
Right, and so that helps the buyer even more.
It does. Helps keep
Significant.
money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
right.
So we're seeing that. Now, with that said, there are 42 sales in July. 42 sales in July in the city of Sun Prairie. 20 of them had competing offers, so that's 48% of all offers had a competing offer on it. Four of the solds were new construction, had no competing offers. Their median price was on the new construction was at $414,900. I know. And then the average price, you ready, is $458,000. See why you can't play with averages? Averages don't work.
Yeah. That really doesn't make sense,
No.
honestly. But
Right.
The numbers are the numbers.
Right. But our median price was $404,950, 5 days on average. Median days on market was 5. Average sale price was $400,354, which I've already told you. Average days on market was 10. Now here's what you've asked for, because I remember,
What?
because I love you, I care, I listen, I pay attention,
Good.
I do these things.
What's coming?
You've taught me so well.
Wow. What did I teach?
There was one house below 200,000 sold. There were 4 houses between 200 and 300 sold. 16 between 300 and 400,000. 16 between 400 and 500,000. 4 over between 5 and 600, and 1 over 600,000. The 1 over 600,000 was actually like 630.
So
and-
between 3 and 5
Yeah,
is where most of them are.
that's it. That's the majority of our properties. Yeah.
Well, it's hard to find a property below 200,000 that doesn't need a ton of work.
Oh, I know.
So I'm not surprised that there aren't any of those. So yeah, the conversations going on around that I have heard of are what's going to happen, our home's going to start to depreciate. I don't think so.
No.
The rate of appreciation is going to slow, but they're not going to depreciate. I don't think
No.
you have to worry about that.
No, I agree with you. I agree. Here, just to give you an idea, right now, there are, as of right now, 52 houses available in Sun Prairie. That's huge. That's one of
Right
the
now?
biggest, yeah. As of like 30 seconds ago, there are
Really?
52 houses on here. If you were to look on Realtor.com and all those things, it'll tell you there's like 79 available, and there's not.
Those listings.
Correct. Now, of that, 52.
You do have to click though, right? Because some could be contingent.
No, none of these are contingent.
None of those are?
There are no offers
There's
on any of these properties.
52 homes with no offers on them.
Correct. Of that 50,
Wow.
52, you ready for this? This is going to blow you away. 20 of them are new construction.
In the city of Sun Prairie.
Yes, in the city of Sun Prairie, we have 20 homes that are listed as new construction. The question is, and you have to look at this, is are they a ghost listing or not? A ghost listing means they've just put that up as an example, and they'll build it when you give them cash. Sign that contract. So,
Or get your financing.
right. 20 of them. So that leaves 31 houses available for sale, which is still greater than any number we've had in months.
Yeah.
So there are
That's
more.
a big number.
It is, and there's some good numbers on here. There are good properties on here. I think some of them are feeling the price crunch a little bit,
Uh-huh.
but
Do we know who the builders are that have the 20? I mean, is there like Viridian? usually
Viridian, Quality First, Viridian, William Ryan, Tim O'Brien, Viridian. Did I say the Reserve? I don't know. Those are all private ones in there. William Ryan.
Okay.
So just for fun, since I'm on here on the screen anyway, I'm going to go and I want to see price changes. Let's do price changes for like the last 3 days. How's that sound? Just
So
for
we are seeing price reductions now.
yes, price. That's what we call them, price changes.
We are definitely seeing homes sit on the market longer. So if you're a seller, hopefully your realtor is educating you on this, but it is normal right now, and it was a quick change, absolutely. But you're not going to see your house more than likely sell in hours. It's going to be 10 days to 2 weeks, right? In most
Correct.
cases.
So we saw here's some big ones. I mean, there are 4 properties that have changed prices. Rosenberg Lane, Sandbridge Trail, North Pine Street, which North Pine's been on there for a while. And then also Larkspur Court. I have no idea where that one is. But these are interesting, and if I go in here and I see if I can look at one of them, the Rosenberg Lane, if I look at this, I'll tell you how much they dropped. They went from $429 to $399.9. So they're over $30,000
Wow.
price change on that one. You have another one here on Sandridge Trail. Nice property, 2,100 square feet, $385. If you built this house, it'd be over $400,000. So what they did was they started at $415, and they're at $385. $385. So the numbers are getting bigger, aren't they?
What do you say, let's say to somebody who's had their house on the market a week and there's been very few showings, and then, you know, the conversation comes into play, well, is it time for a price reduction? When would you say is a good time for a price reduction right now?
Within that first week. I mean,
Really?
you need to see that the activity. If I have no activity on a property, there's something wrong. Is it my photography? And I will tell you that I've seen agents get very lax in their photography. Now, I use all professional photos. You're going to get an automatic video. You're going to get a drone with your property. That's included. That's about a $500 value. That's included with all my stuff. And every good agent does that. Not all agents will do it. They'll come in with their cell phone, take pictures, and bam, you're done. Pictures sell. Video is the biggest seller. If you have a house you're selling right now and your property does not have a video on it and you don't have an accepted offer, call your agent and say, we need to add a video. And tell them Bill sent you. You really can. Here's
So you're saying within a week, huh?
Oh my gosh. From coming out of this market, we're in a shift. You got to react quick.
Well, that's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like this is something we talk about every year, is it not?
Yes.
So when you get past July,
Right.
the people with families who
Uh-huh.
wanted to buy before school started have already made up their minds.
They're done. They're in.
Right.
Most-
And so I feel like we always see a lull around August.
Yep.
End of July, August.
Mhm.
People are squeezing in summer stuff,
Yep.
vacations and all that, getting ready for school.
Absolutely.
And then it picks up again in September, October.
After about the 15th of September, it picks up.
Yeah, so this is normal
Uh-huh.
in any market. I feel that this just happens, especially in Wisconsin, because we really love our summers and we want to soak it up. And we realize in August, uh-oh, we're running out of time.
Right.
So, I mean, it's always a mindset shift, and it's hard to make that shift because this happened really fast, that we're seeing houses sit.
Sure.
And so for a seller, they're like, well, what's wrong with my property?
Right.
Why isn't it sold already?
Right.
Is there something wrong? Maybe not. Maybe it's just the number of buyers that are out there. But yeah, when do you make the decision to reduce your price when you feel like your price you started out with was in line with the market?
Hopefully it was in line
Yeah.
with the market, and it wasn't overpriced like we've seen
Yes.
many times over.
Oh, yeah.
This is where a realtor makes their money. This is where a realtor really earns their keep and develops that reputation for getting property sold.
The education and advice we're
Correct.
giving right now?
Correct. It's not about putting a sign in the yard, an ad in the paper, throwing it on the MLS and the internet, and then sitting back and waiting for it to sell. Those days are done. Now, we're going to get a few of those. People are still coming in, they're still going to buy. Yes, they're going to walk in, your house is on the market, boom, gone. But it's going to take a little bit longer. But you got to have somebody. I want you to sit down with an agent and ask them their strategy.
There you go. That's a good question.
Ask them their strategy.
How are you going to sell my house? How are you going to price my house?
Exactly. I lost a listing this week.
Uh-oh.
I did, from a friend
Uh-oh.
who I sold the property to.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And the reason I got beat was because the agent came in, discounted their commission,
Oh.
and then
you're
they're going to
talking-
paint
Yeah.
a wall. They're going to put a backsplash on, and then they told the seller that they're going to bring in their own furniture to stage the
did?
property.
Yeah.
And all I can say is BS.
Wow, I mean,
Yes.
that's thinking outside the box, right? It isn't just like, here's my expertise, here's my years of experience,
Right.
my numbers, my data that are going to matter to you. Not only that, I'm also going to paint.
Yeah.
I'm going to clean, I'm going to stage.
Right.
I'm going to landscape your property.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
This is new.
So the way the conversation went, which was interesting, was he told me that the agent had reduced their commission
Oh, yeah, and reduce your commission.
and to 2% instead of 3%. And I said, okay. I said, how about if I just do it for free? I won't charge you anything
Were you
for
going
it.
to do all the work, too?
Then he goes, oh yeah, by the way, she said that she would paint a wall and she'll put a backsplash on, and that she's going to stage it with her furniture and stuff. I'm like,
Okay, but she is going to do these
Uh,
things, or she's saying
there you go.
you should do these things
There you
to
go.
be able to
Mm.
sell. So,
well, what I was
here.
told. So I know. So it's I just said, you know what? I think you should go with that agent.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're doing it, but I have to put food on the table. And folks, what you don't know is, or you may know or may not know is, so if you have a commission, and let's say it's 2%, okay, or 3% normally. So 3% of that, the broker's going to get part of that. Now, depending on the company that you're affiliated with, you're going to get 50% of it, or 60%, or 70%, or 80%, whatever it is. But you pay your broker that. Now, of the remaining part that you have, you got to pay tax on that.
Absolutely.
So if you don't have any deductions, guess what? That's 52% tax.
Wow.
So that's where your deductions come.
50%.
Yeah.
50%. What if you're on a team?
Oh my gosh, then you get it cut even more. So when you have an agent come in and throw a price around, and they start throwing their money around faster than you can ever think of, then how fast are they going to throw your money away? How fast are they going to give your money away? There's logic behind this, and it's easy to discount. Anybody can do that. Charlie Kuntz, good morning. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. There's a house over on Pine Street that,
What's that address? I was trying to find it.
It is 913 North Pine, and they had an offer on it in July 10th, but it went back on the market. So it was at 219. We're down to 209 right now.
Oh, no.
And
I'm sorry, what address again?
it's
913.
913 North Pine Street. Do 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 do.
We're sorry. Couldn't find what you're looking for.
Oh, I know. On your maps, I hate that now. So let me tell you where.
Realtor.com says it can't find it.
Well, let me tell you where North Pine is, so everybody gets this. And this kills me because it's over by my house. So I live. If you're going down St. Albert towards Wanakee, turn right, and
Buck and Honey's.
it's over by Buck and Honey's.
Who doesn't know where that is?
Exactly. So, but North Pine is in an area called Vandenberg Heights. And Vandenberg Heights has in the past had a very bad reputation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you that where these houses are, and by the way, every community can have, or every neighborhood can have a bad reputation.
Yeah.
Bad areas or whatever. This one doesn't.
The city has also been working hard on trying to turn that around in Vandenberg.
Exactly.
Habitat has done a lot of good things in that neighborhood.
I want to say they have 6 houses over there. So there's a house there, 2 beds, 1 bath. It's $209,000. So being able to come in there and buy that, jump on it. First time home buyer, get on this.
Mm-hmm.
If you need help, call me and I'll be glad to do that. And
New roof just last year.
Right.
Patio door, window, water heater.
Exactly, right?
Kitchen. Yeah.
I know.
There are deals out there, that is for sure.
There is.
At least, yeah. Now, what I'm thankful for, I just really was not, I'm never a fan of the kind of market where buyers have to come in and offer a crazy amount of money and let go of contingencies that they really might need to have in there.
Right.
To protect them.
Right.
Because you don't know how truthful the seller is about what shows up in the real estate condition report.
Sure.
What stuff was done, what issues they've had that they may or may not be disclosing.
Right.
You need to have a home inspection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Charlie Kuntz, this Pine Street property would be a perfect house for you. I think you'd like it. 2 beds, 1 bath. What else do you need? You know? That's a good deal. That's
Look
12.
at it, at least it's vacant, so I'm guessing the sellers are motivated and ready.
Probably with taxes, that's probably $1,200 a month, $1,400 a month.
Taxes are probably fairly reasonable
Like
on that.
nothing.
It's a 1-car garage, so
I know.
as long as that
I
fits
know.
your... Yeah.
His painting truck will not go in there.
Oh, Charlie. Yes, I
Yes,
know what you're talking
you met him.
about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, we should celebrate and say congratulations. You'll be next Thursday. You'll be becoming a Sun Prairie Lion.
A lioness.
Yes, a lioness. That's correct.
I don't care what you people say. If I'm female and in the Lions Club, I'm a lioness.
You are a lioness.
So.
Lovely. You and the lovely Terry Latimer. That's right.
Yes.
I know. Tony Hudzinski's the 3rd one, so it's kind of exciting.
There's 3 people coming in?
But only you and Terry next week. He can't get in there till September, but that's all right.
And you said no blood initiation, no weird
No,
stuff going on.
no. We stopped that last week.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we stopped that.
We have good timing.
Yeah. Hey, we got about 8 minutes left. I wanted to ask you. So the top 10 most affordable American cities to retire in 2022. Now, this is a new report from Realtor.com found that the quintessential sunny retirement destinations like Florida, Arizona, and California have seen skyrocketing prices in recent years, with only one Florida locale making the list. The report instead focuses on more under-the-radar metros where your dollars go farther. Want to guess what they are?
Nope, listening.
Traverse City, Michigan.
Ooh,
Median home price $399,000.
I love it there too. It's cool.
It's beautiful. Population drops. It's great. It's if it was 80 degrees all the time, it'd be fabulous. It's on the water. It's a great place.
It's adorable.
Hey, Portland, Maine.
Oh,
East Coast property. Now this is East Coast pricing too. $469 is the median list price out there right now for that. And you get to live in the country with all the bears and everything, right?
I'll pass on that one.
How about Salisbury, Maryland?
Is that where Salisbury State came from?
Salisbury is situated on the barrier island between the eastern shore of Maryland and the Isle of Wrights Bay, and boasts serene beaches, historic towns, crab shacks, and a slow pace of life.
Oh, I want to go visit.
I know.
You sold me.
I like it.
Woo.
The area's affordable housing options earned it a spot on the U.S. News and World Report's fastest growing places and best places to retire list. Here's a good one. You'll like this. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Okay.
$328 $328,000. 60 miles of beaches. You can have it. Take it with you today. Bring your cash. Uh-oh. This is for you. Cubs fans, look out. Here you come.
Chicago?
You ready? Here it comes. Bloomington, Illinois. Near your home.
Well, that's where my mom is.
I know, but you're from Dixon, though.
I am.
You're-
Wow, good memory.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What's going on in Bloomington?
Median home list price, $169,000. While Illinois is known for its high property taxes, it's also the only state in the Midwest that doesn't tax 401ks, pension income, or IRAs, making it a boon for retirees.
And
on
they
top
have
of
a tax cap for elderly.
wow, you got this all down. How about this one? I love this one. I gotta get Terry on this one. Port Lucia, Florida.
Oh,
Port Lucie.
Lucia. Port Lucie?
Port Lucie.
Okay.
I know.
I like Lucia.
Median home list price $377,000.
Okay.
Says while housing prices in the Sunshine State, long and most popular retirement destinations in the country, have shot up dramatically during the pandemic, prices in Port have stayed mostly affordable. The city, located between Miami and Orlando, offers a more relaxed pace of life than those metros, and while still boasting ample opportunities for retirees such as golf, botanical gardens, nature trails, nearby Savannah's Preserve State Park, scooter charging, and bocce ball.
Scooter charging.
Yeah, your three-wheel cart. Okay, all right. Here's another one. Syracuse, New York.
Oh,
$179,000. Syracuse is upstate New York,
yeah.
and believe me, people in the upstate always say upstate New York. They want you to know they don't live in the city.
Oh.
And people in the city, they'll tell you, I'm from the city. Where are you from? The Bronx. I'm from the Bronx. Get over yourself, for God's sakes. I'll tell you. Ouch!
They need.
Wilmington, North Carolina, median home price $407,000. I know. Wilmington, North Carolina. Concord, New Hampshire, $397,000. And bringing up the bottom is a beautiful city, the land of the Cardinals, St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh.
This Midwestern metro attracts buyers looking for a bargain with plenty of move-in ready houses available under $300,000 and keeps them there with its vibrant culture, walkable neighborhoods, and world-famous zoo. Our cost of living is low compared to many other states, said Luann Meredith, broker, realtor of Realty and Associates, and is in the report. And culturally, we've got everything. You know why? Lake of the Ozarks isn't too far from there.
Yeah, that's a beautiful area.
I know.
So there are affordable areas,
I know.
affordable regions.
We are. And Pat Bunk, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Stephen Elmer. Man, if we had you on the school board, we wouldn't be begging for money right now, I think. But just letting you know that. He's a finance guy. I mean, spending.
Wow.
Get that spending down there. So overall today, folks, here's the thing. It's still a good time to buy. It's still a good time to sell. Do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. Get it on the market. If you need help, call me. If you have questions, call me, text me, email me. You can find me. My name's everywhere, anywhere. I'm at Farmers Market.
I actually ran into somebody who didn't know who you were.
Oh,
I
my
remember
gosh.
Somebody mentioned your name, and they're like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "Do you live in Sun Prairie? Do you really not know who that is?"
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Shocking,
Well,
right?
I think it's funny when they call me the mayor, that I'm the mayor.
Mm,
I mean, I'm not the mayor.
could be.
No. Well, if the time was right.
Could be.
I know. But the thing is that, folks, just if you have a question, reach out to Laura or I. Information's free. We're not going to charge you. Or if you got an idea, let me hear it. If you're thinking about investing in real estate, let me hear it. Had a conversation this past week, on Monday, about investment opportunities, and is it a good time to buy an investment property? Absolutely. Not only do you get the monthly income, but you get the appreciation that goes with it. So
And there will be appreciation.
yes, there will be. And rental properties are hot right now. And what I mean by that is people wanting to rent are hot. They can't find a place, and they're
No.
looking and looking and looking.
Yes.
So don't give in to all that stuff. You know, I didn't even think about the music. Forgot our music
Oh,
today.
yeah, you have 1 minute.
Uno momento. Memento.
Uno minuto?
Right?
Menudo.
Menudo?
Menudo.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a group from the 80s?
I know it was your favorite. I can't get the
No,
music to come
it
up.
wasn't, but I
That's
liked
all
a couple songs.
Did you?
Sure, why not?
It's just a good time to buy, and yeah, like we said, we do want to let you know that this is the station of the year. We're so proud of that, and our own little media center gets this. That's what kills me, Laura. And station of the year.
It's a lot of hard work that goes on by all the people that you mentioned earlier
Yeah.
who work here, but also the volunteers. There's a lot of volunteers here, which is a really cool thing to see.
85.
That's a lot
Yep,
for
85.
a small station.
Yep. I think it's just fabulous. I enjoy it. Look forward to it. Hey, I'm going to be at Farmers Market again Saturday morning. Stop by the table and see me. And I'm going to try and rig up music this time where everybody can hear it. But you got to get down there. You got to see Chessie and get your knives sharpened. Bring your kitchen knives down to Farmers Market. Please put them in a bag. And he'll sharpen
Don't throw
them.
'em around.
He'll sharpen them while you're doing your shopping.
Really?
Absolutely.
For what benefit to him?
He gets paid. He's a knife sharpener.
So you pay him to sharpen your knives while you walk around and shop?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I might be interested.
And I want you to meet Joni over at Hemp Haven Farms. Her CBD has helped me sleep.
Oh, finally.
Oh my
Good,
gosh, I've been
good.
sleeping well, and believe me,
Good.
I was a doubting Thomas. So, hope we've given you subjects today that have really helped you in your thought process, and we look forward to doing whatever we can to help you in the way of buying, selling, or investing. So until next time, we'll catch you right back here on the radio. Bye, Sun Prairie.
Bye, Sun Prairie.
See you at Buckhanani's.
Cool off today. Stay inside. Rainy and humid.
Still on Facebook. Hey, Pat Bunk, you still on Facebook?
Maybe he's driving and listening and can't type.
That's one of my buddies from high school.
Oh.
He was our quarterback.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Cool.
All right, Facebook, see ya.